20th in home shots taken. They're shooting the puck just 28 times per game on their home ice. And when it comes to the total, Detroit's 8-2 to the over in their last 10 taking on Pittsburgh. If you're into historical trends, I really don't like this spot here. I think it's an incredibly expensive price, but I don't know if Pittsburgh warrants the 1.5 lay here. So it's expensive, kind of really just not a great play because there's no value there. But it is a pick show, so I can't. I mean, I guess I could take a pass, but I'm not gonna waste your time. Give me Pittsburgh minus 190 and the over 6 goals in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for our NHL slate. Excuse me. It is going to be Hurricanes Maple Leafs. 7:30 Eastern puck drop in Toronto. Now, we saw movement on both the spread and the total. Both the money line and the total in this matchup here. Nickel move toward Toronto when it comes to the money line. We also saw movement upward with regard to the total. That total moved up to 6.5. Money line up to 130. So once again, Toronto opened $1.25 up to minus 130. Total opened 6 up to 6.5. Carolina's minus 105 on the money line. Toronto plus 200, laying the goal and a half. Peter Mrazek projected in net for Carolina. Garrett Sparks projected in net for Toronto. Not going to really cap this one, break it down too extensively. I like Toronto minus 130 and the under 6.5 goals in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into some MLB. And if you can't notice, that's Bryce Harper right there, making his return to Washington, to the Capitol tonight. But we have to take care of a couple games before that. One game before that. We're going to break down the Tigers taking on the Yankees. That's going to be a 6:35 Eastern first pitch at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees opened 230, total 8.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we saw a 10-cent move toward New York and a half a run fade, half a run move downward on the total, down to 8 flat. So once again, New York opened 230 up to minus 240. Total open 8.5 down to 8. 61% of the consensus is leaning toward New York. 59% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Tigers are plus 210 on the money line. We have Zimmerman probable for the Tigers. Tanaka probable for the Yankees. Tanaka's 1-0 on the year, 1.59 ERA. His first start was a 7-2 win against Baltimore in the opener. The Yankees are averaging 4.5 runs per contest on the offensive side of things. They're also averaging 8.3 hits per contest as well. Now Detroit on the other side has dropped 3 out of their last 4 games. Give me the Yankees minus 1.5, getting the job done on the run line in the under 8 runs in that matchup there. And this is the game we are talking about, guys. This is Philadelphia, Washington, 7:05 Eastern first pitch in the nation's capital. The Nationals open the betting as the $1.95 favorite, total at 7.5. And since those markets opened this one up, you'd think with the popularity of Harper and just the way the Phils have been smacking the ball around, you'd think that the Phils would be taking a little bit of money, see a little fade of Washington. Not the case. We've actually seen a 5-cent move toward Washington, moving them up to the $2 favorite. We also saw movement downward on the total, down to an even 7 runs. So once again, the Nationals open 195 up to minus $2. Total open 7.5 down to 7 flat. 51% are leaning Philadelphia, 66% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Phillies are plus 180 on the money line. We have Zach Eflin on the bump for the Phils. Max Scherzer on the bump for Washington. Scherzer's 0-1 on the year. It was a very tight 2-0 loss to the Mets. Washington's just 1-2 straight up in their last 3, and they rank 28th in hits allowed. Their opponents are averaging 11 hits per contest against them. Now, the Fightin' Phils rank 4th in runs. We're also looking, 4th in runs per game. That's 7.7 runs per game on average they're scoring. They also rank 4th in walks and 11th in runs allowed. And when it comes to the total, Philadelphia is 2-1 to the over so far in their 3 games. Washington 2-1 to the over at home. Give me Philadelphia plus 1.5 on the run line and the over 7 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Mets, Marlins, 7-10, Miami. The Mets open 120, total at 8. Not a whole lot of movement on the total, although we did see a 15-cent move toward the Mets up to 135. So once again, the New York Mets open 120 up to minus 135. Totals at 8. 61% are leaning Mets, 75% shaded toward the over. Right now, Miami's plus 115 on the money line. We have Vargas on the bump for the Mets. Jose Urena for Miami. The Marlins ranked 22nd in runs scored, 29th in walks. Urena's 0-1 with a 7.71 ERA. The Mets on the other side, 3-1 overall, 5th in scoring, 3rd in hits. When it comes to the total, the Mets are 3-1 to the over away from home. Give me the Mets minus 135 in the over. 8 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Boston, Oakland. How about these Red Sox? Ooh, ice cold. Boston, Oakland, 10:07 Eastern first pitch in Oakland. Now Boston still opened as the $1.65 favorite in this one, total at 7. And since those markets opened this one up, Boston continues to take money. It's actually a 15-cent move toward the Sox. We also saw movement upward on the total up to 7.5. So once again, the Red Sox open 165 up to minus 180. Total open at 7 up to 7.5. 62% are leaning Boston, 56% shaded toward the under. Right now, Oakland's plus 150 on the money line. Chris Sale projected on the bump for the Sox. Mike Fiers projected on the bump for Oakland. Fiers is 1-1 on the year. His one win came against the Angels, an 8-4 victory against Los Angeles. We're looking at an Oakland team who doesn't strike out a whole lot. They're second in offensive strikeouts. They're striking out just 6 times a game, which will put them second in Major League Baseball. Now, Boston on the other side, they rank 29th in runs allowed. We're looking at 8.5 runs per contest in that category there. They've also dropped their last 3 straight. They're 1-4 straight up overall, and they lost 7-0 to Oakland last night. Now, total-wise, Boston's 5-0 to the over. Oakland 1-1 to the over when Fire starts. I'm going to lean Oakland plus 1.5, getting the job done on the run line at home, and the over 7.5 runs in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for the show. It is going to be San Francisco, LA Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern first pitch in Los Angeles. The Dodgers open 170 up to minus 175. Totals at 7 flat. 58% are leaning LA, 57% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Giants are plus 160 on the money line. And they have Madison Bumgarner projected on the bump for him. Ryu is projected to start for the Dodgers. Now, Bumgarner's 0-1 this year, just a 2.57 ERA. Meanwhile, Ryu is 1-0 on the year with a 1.5 ERA. LA Dodgers rank first in runs scored at 10.5 runs per game on average. They also rank first in hits at 12.5 hits on average per game. Just an offensive machine. Got the short porch. Give me the Dodgers minus 175 and the over 7 runs in that matchup there. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. It is the first of the month, so you are getting your absolute best max value on any membership on that site. Memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. Doesn't get better than that. Like I said, we only lost 1 game in Major League Baseball on that site since the season opened up. So you're kind of costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. But most importantly, thank you for watching this free program, this free content. I cannot thank you enough. Every one of my subscribers, viewers, even if you're not subscribed, even if you're not subscribed to Patreon, doesn't matter. Just as long as you're watching me now, I appreciate your time. Time is money. It's busy out there, and you dedicated a good portion of your day to spend it with me. I cannot thank you enough. Drop me a line in the comments section and say hello. All right, guys, once again, that'll do it for me. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage.